YouTube, what's going on? Another video here. This is Jamar Vegas Sense, and in this video, I'm gonna be doing a quick little review on Armaf's Nuit pour Homme. Okay, so as a lot of you all probably already know, this particular fragrance is gonna be a clone. Well, I can't even call it a clone. I would say it's in interpretation. That's what I'll say. It's an interpretation of Creed's Green Irish Tweed. So actually, I do have a sample, a tiny, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 mil sample of Green Irish Tweed, and comparing that with this, what I'll say is, and I'll just get straight to it. The main differences, I would say, come like on the initial blast of these two. So when you first spray this on, this does have like that, I guess that green kind of, earthy type smell to it. But there is also a huge emphasis on kind of like a sweet lavender type smell. Okay, so it doesn't smell as dirty or as earthy or as green as Green Irish Tweed does. So, a lot of people were saying, I guess before some other fragrances came out that smell a little bit more like Green Irish Tweed, that this was the closest clone to Green Irish Tweed. Just smelling this one compared to Green Irish Tweed, I would say that they're not even 90% similar, in the initial blast. Green Irish Tweed definitely smells like a completely different fragrance, in my opinion, when you initially spray it on. When you spray that on, it definitely smells like, like you just got dumped in like a bin full of just nothing but just grass and all kinds of, cut wood and leaves and stuff like that. Like it has like that earthy green smell to it, like it really does. But what I will say is the dry down of Green Irish Tweed, that starts to smell a little bit more like this. I will say that when Green Irish Tweed starts to dry down a little bit, it does sort of sweeten up just a tad bit. At least the one that I have anyway, the batch that I have. It does start to sweeten up just a tad. But I would say there's still a considerable difference between how that smells and how this smells. Now, in my opinion, I prefer the smell of this one a little bit better. Not saying that I don't like the smell of Green Irish Tweed, but I think this one right here is probably a little bit more wearable in more situations. Honestly, for me, Green Irish Tweed, I probably would only wear that either going to work or in like formal type situations. I don't think I would. I don't think I would wear Green Irish Tweed just kind of like chilling at home, or like if a girl was getting ready to come over, or if I was going out. I wouldn't wear that fragrance. This one, I've worn this particular fragrance here at home. And one thing that I will say though about this particular bottle here is the sprayer on this is garbage. It's trash. The distribution on it is horrible. It really doesn't give you like a mist, like a large area mist or whatever. It's like a really condensed kind of like, almost like the sprayer is broken. And I know it's not just mine, because I know, just about every other reviewer that's done this particular fragrance has said the exact same thing. So I really wish that Armaf would, kind of have, I guess, a more consistent design when it comes to, like the sprayers on some of their bottles. Because some of their bottles, sprayers are great. Some of them, like this one, are just total trash. So I know they like to get kind of creative with their bottles, hence, the way this one looks. And I honestly, I don't really like this bottle. I do kind of like the frosted blue glass here on the front, but like this whole, fake leather belt wrap thing that's going around here, and just the shape of the bottle, I don't really like it for, trying to hold it and trying to spray myself with it. Don't really like it for that. I prefer, more traditional kind of square type bottle. So that's just my gripe, I guess, with the presentation and design on this particular bottle and, the sprayer. But anyway, getting into the smell, it does smell green. Don't get me wrong, but it has like this a slightly sweeter, kind of soapier type smell to it, I would say. So this one, I would definitely recommend wearing, for work for sure. Like if you just want to smell like fresh and clean and manly, I would say this is definitely a good choice for sure. This won't necessarily be like the biggest compliment getter, I would say, because I do kind of feel like this is more of a kind of like a professional type scent. I've worn it casually at home to work, and then I've worn it sometimes just going hiking. On like a really hot day, I've worn it to do that. That's probably the extent of my wear that I would get with this. But anybody can wear anything at any time, really. It just depends on, a lot of different things, I would say. Performance still is really good on this. I would say I get, consistently at least about 8 to 10 plus hours or so. It projects like crazy if I'm really moisturized. So typically whenever I put on any cologne, I have these like vitamin E, little bottles or whatever, vitamin E oil. Just put that on pretty much all of my areas of my body that will be exposed or whatever. And then definitely on any area where I'm going to be spraying cologne. And when I do that with this particular fragrance, this stuff jumps off of me. It really does. So, and I'm talking about probably way over arm's length, reach or whatever. So, projection is really good. CI is really good. Longevity, great. This particular fragrance, I think, can be had for like $19 for this 100 milliliter bottle, new in the box. So this goes for dirt cheap on eBay right now. I would say if you're wanting to get that green iris tweed vibe, something that you can kind of wear to work, definitely I would say just go ahead and get this. Either get this or get Al Haramain's LaVenture Night. From what I understand, that smells pretty much exactly like green iris tweed, probably even more so than this. Haven't smelled that one, but again, I've seen other reviewers such as Cubano. He gave it high marks, so I would say definitely check that one out as well. So again, this one is Armaf Nuit pour Homme. I'll see you on the next